And good afternoon, everybody. It's time for continuing coverage of Little League Baseball right here on SNSN, the Streaming News and Sports Network. Today, we have another ball game for you, game number 2 in the series between the Jewett City Little League 13, 14-year-old All-Stars and Pawcatuck, which is actually Pawcatuck, North Stonington, and Mystic. They're going ahead and they're announcing the teams right now and the lineups. And Jewett City is up 1-0. And to talk about the game yesterday, somebody that was here and was also on the microphone. Here he is, John Harden. Hey, John.
Hey, Mike. How are you?
Pretty good. So you saw the game obviously yesterday. What do you think yesterday was the big takeaway for Jewett City in their 5-2 victory over Pawcatuck?
Well, I think there was actually a couple of things that kind of stood out from yesterday's game. So you had Ashton Goodwin came in to pitch beginning in the second inning, and he took it 6 complete innings. And actually, in those 6 innings, he had 8 strikeouts, gave up 3 hits, no walks. He did hit a batter, but only gave up 1 run, and that 1 run was unearned. So fantastic.
Now it's time for the national anthem. They sneak up us on like that. All right, that is the national anthem, and rightfully played before every contest, which has unfortunately been a thing of controversy
With the national anthem.
Yeah, and different players and.
Right. If you look across the country and even some of the different leagues, professional leagues probably being the most public of those, there has been some controversies surrounding the pledge. But one of the things that Little League International, and it's actually written into the state rules for this tournament, is that the national anthem and the Little League pledge will be sung and spoken prior to every game played.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. And the kids recite it, and they all they all look at the flag, and we're getting ready for some baseball. Ooh, it's a beautiful day. It's hot. It's muggy. I can't deal with humidity, John.
Well, that's what I was thinking driving in. So yesterday, the truck was telling me, and the truck's pretty reliable, that it was 91 driving in yesterday. The truck said 82 today, but I think the dew point made up for the difference.
I cannot deal with humidity all that well at all. I start to melt like the Wicked Witch of the West. Just put the headset on Austin over here, and then that'll be
so
that.
If I look over and there's just a headset on the ground in a pile of stuff, we'll know what happened.
The big pile of poo, In that case, don't put it on Austin; it'll get messy.
Well, we'll see if he does.
Yeah, let's. At least Austin's got a hat on, so
right. And he's got the
you
big
too.
floppy
So
hat. Well, I wear the hat because there's not much on top.
Yeah.
And if I don't, I won't be able to comb my hair tomorrow.
And I need a wicked haircut as it is. I was walking right by Shannon Webster and I went, oh my God, I need a haircut.
Right.
So you have something, don't you, that we're supposed to read right before every Little League broadcast now.
Yes, we do.
So, John, if you want to go ahead and deliver that fun disclaimer.
So make sure we get all the legalities out of the way. This Little League International Tournament game is presented by Streaming News and Sports Network, SN Radio, under the authority of Little League Baseball and Softball. It may not be rebroadcast or retransmitted without the expressed written permission of Little League International, South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Visit Little League online at www.littleleague.org.
Now that tone of your voice, that's real. That's not fake. We're not trying to.
No, it's not. This is not laughing. Not cupping my ear.
No, you got these golden tones, man. I'm telling you. Let's see if we can start singing some Barry White.
Yeah.
You'll never fight not the rules.
May have to go an octave down.
All right, here's the lineup for Jewett City. I'm going to give it to you real quick. Colin Schultz playing, he's catching Sam Gilgenbach, the first baseman. Ashton Goodwin, the shortstop. Andrew Harden is pitching. Calvin Odo, center field. Brendan Hopkins in left. WJ Oconee at third. Caden Deskis in right field. And, as you say, Patty Crowell at second base.
At second base, Patty Crowell. And I can tell you, after that first pitch came in for a strike, Caden Deskis and Patty worked their way into the starting lineup today based on their performances yesterday.
Yeah. So Brian Lowe is on the hill for Pawcatuck. First two pitches are in there for strikes. 0-2 is the count.
So that's Mason Perkins for Pawcatuck on the mound.
Then I've got it all screwed up again. Right back to the pitcher, on over to first. You remember I was telling you that I totally messed up my book?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what happened. There it is. So Schultz goes ahead and bounces to back to the mound for one down. Here's Sam Gilgenbach, the first baseman, batting second. And you're right, that is Perkins on the mound. And Gilgenbach had to get out of the way quickly.
Quickly had to get down. And Sam is actually one of two lefties that the Jewett City team has in their lineup, so they're showing that different look to the Pawcatuck pitcher here with the two-hole.
That's outside. He's ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Goodwin on deck, the shortstop. It's 3-0. No, they can't really. I thought they weren't supposed to have anybody on deck, but I guess they can now. Did that change?
At this level, you can have an on-deck player.
Okay. Here's a 3-0 from Perkins. That ball's outside. And
that's a 4-pitch walk. Yeah, the division right below this, the 11-12s, you cannot have the on-deck batter.
Right.
The wind is messing with me here. I got to find a way.
I know. That's what I'm doing, too. Here's Ashton Goodwin. Pitched some great ball yesterday, as John was talking about.
Yeah, he had a fantastic pitching performance yesterday, coming in the second inning, taking it all the way through the bottom of the 7th.
Quick toss over to first. Gilgenbach back safe. Partly cloudy day. Looks like it's going to become mostly cloudy. That ball gets away from the catcher, and Gilgenbach's going to hustle on down to second base on the passed ball.
So this is one of the things that Jewett City took advantage of yesterday, was when they are given those windows of opportunities or mistakes that are being made by the Pawcatuck defense, they're moving their base runners around. Because Linehan, who was the starting pitcher, he's going to be the catcher for Pawcatuck today.
Here's a bouncer to short. Nice play by the shortstop, and he's going to be safe as Goodwin's going to beat it out for an infield hit. Gilgenbach is going to go on over to third since the ball was hit pretty much up the middle.
Pitcher number 45, Andrew Harden.
Yeah, I was saying is Garrett Linehan did not pitch a bad game yesterday.
Yeah,
he had 10 strikeouts.
10 strikeouts. Yeah, coming in relief. Now, here's a kid that hit a home run yesterday. There's a base hit, Into left center field, one run's going to score. Goodwin is going to get to third as he was off with the pitch. Hit and run.
And runners on the corner, driving Sammy back in for the first run for Jewett City this afternoon.
Here's the center fielder. Do they send Harden here with one out?
I do not think so.
And there he goes. And there's a deep drive. That's going to be over.
That's going to drop.
That's going to drop over the left fielder's head. One runner's going to come in to score. Harden's going to pull up at third. And Odo is into second with an RBI double. Here comes Jewett City.
I was wrong on that one. That hit and run was on, and they were moving.
So, Jewett City is not getting cheap hits. They are hitting the ball on the button right now. Here's Hopkins. Ball's way outside.
Well, that's what we saw in yesterday's game. They knew that Pawcatuck was throwing strikes, so they came up there ready to hit. And when that ball would come over the plate, they were putting the bat on it.
Foul at the plate. So, what players that you know of are coming up to high school from this team?
From this team, there are 3 that I have verified that will be coming up to the high school next year as incoming freshmen. That's Ashton Goodwin, Andrew Harden currently at third base, and Sam Gilgenbach, who scored earlier in this inning.
Gotcha. So nice core of players coming on up, which should make Mike Jamison very, very happy. There's a grounder right back to the pitcher. They're going to go to first, get the out, and they are going to let the run score, which I'm a little surprised that they didn't come home. But for Jewett City, that's their third run.
Well, I would say, give up the run, get the out, get out of the inning, because, it's still just the top of the first. We have a lot of baseball left to play.
Yeah. Here's W.J. Oconee, third baseman. Still a runner on third. That's Odo. Ball in the dirt. So now, are they the 3 players that you just talked about? Are they confirmed to go to Griswold, or do you know where they're going to go? Or
yes, that is Griswold High School as incoming freshmen.
Nice pitch right down the middle.
Which is good to see that we're keeping some of that talent in the town.
Yeah, and it's fun to watch the 11-12s as well because you can see some talent developing there.
Oh, absolutely! I tell you, that is a fun team to watch, and the chemistry on that team. I think there's probably some pro teams that would like to have the chemistry that resides on that 11-12 JC team.
Oconee's down 1-2 in the count. Here's the pitch from Perkins. Swing and a miss. And Perkins gets out of the inning. But certainly not unscathed. 3 runs come in on a couple of hits. 1 runner left on. So 3-0 Jewett City. And now, one thing that we haven't talked about, we hadn't mentioned yet, is that this is the best out of 3.
This is a best out of 3 sectional championship. Like we said, right at the top is Jewett City took game 1 5-2. If Jewett City were to win this game,
it's over.
It's over. They take the sectional championship and will move on to state in Windsor. If Pawcatuck comes back and takes the win today, we go to that game 3 Monday here at 5:30.
So a lot of baseball still to be played yet on the Little League level. Jewett City has 2 teams that are in sectionals. Of course, the 13-14s that we're watching today and the 11-12s, which they're going to be playing in Mansfield.
Yes.
First game is going to be against Mansfield, correct?
Well, their first
Manchester. Oh, no, we don't know.
No, we don't know because it's going to be the winner of game 1.
Which is Manchester-Mansfield, right?
Right. That's a District 8, District 12. So the winner of that game would play Jewett City on Wednesday. And that would be the 21st. And that's going to be a 6 o'clock game, but it will be played in Mansfield as well.
Right. All right, going to go ahead and
Off the bottom half of the first inning for Pawcatuck North Stonington. The catcher, number 2.
here's Lenahan. We'll go through the rest of the lineup in a second. There's Lenahan, Owen Bennett, and Mason Perkins, 1, 2, 3. And then after that would be Brian Lowe, the third baseman, Ben Lewis in left, Drew Deary in center, Aaron Vislowski at second base, Julian Rodriguez in right, and Noah Cluin at first base. And there's our base hit into center field. That's going to go all the way to the wall. And Lenahan's going to keep moving, and he's probably going to stop at second. And he does. That ball was a rocket first pitch hitting. So here comes Pawcatuck.
So Pawcatuck's coming up ready to hit as well. Nobody's keeping their bats on their shoulders in this game. I think everybody realizes what is at stake with this game.
Yeah.
Pawcatuck wants to take it to game 3. Jewett City wants to shut it down.
They want to end it today. Here's Owen Bennett, the shortstop. Already has a runner in scoring position. And takes strike 1 right around the letters.
So everybody will notice that Andrew is on the mound again here in the first inning with this game, just like he was in yesterday's game. But the difference is,
nice stop. And the runner's going to go to third, and he's going to be in there safe. The ball gets away into left field, and here comes Lenahan, and he's going to make it into home. 3-1 is now your score as Pawcatuck quickly gets back one of the runs.
They do. And Jewett City didn't do themselves any favors on that one. We had a couple of overthrows. We had a misplay and left. So what we got to do is we got to shake that off, get our heads back in here. We got a new batter. Nobody's on.
Well, so far it's been a little bit sloppy for Jewett City in the field. And there's a ground ball to Oconee on over to Gilgenbach for the stretch, but has to get back as it pulled him off the bag. But they did get Bennett for the out.
They did. Good throw, a little bit offline. It did cause Sam to come off the bag, but he fought back, searched for that bag with his foot, got the out.
Good stretch, but just a little bit to pull him off, but he did get back. So here's the pitcher, Mason Perkins. Nobody on. 3-1 is the score. We are in the bottom of the first inning here in Pawcatuck. Ball's inside.
But yeah, like I was saying, this is Andrew's game. This is his start. He's not pitch restricted. They were holding him to 20 pitches yesterday. He pitched 16, which makes him eligible to pitch today.
There's a bouncer down the third baseline. A little too hot to handle for the Pawcatuck coach. It buzzed right off of his the palm of his hand.
He'll feel that one. Oh, he just looked out. I
don't care what anybody says, how cool you try to be. Those things hurt.
Yep.
There's another one right to the second baseman, Crowell. Didn't have to move much.
That's a good play, and that really, for the pitcher, gives him some confidence on the mound that he knows he's got his defense behind him.
Yeah, because there's been a couple of hits right now for Pawcatuck that, much like Jewett City, have been solid hits and not being cheated. Here's Brian Lowe, the third baseman.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun game today. We've got some hits. I mean, the bats are alive early.
Yeah. And in Pawcatuck, it's win or go home. So
right.
There's a grounder past the short and into the shortstop's glove, but almost had him. Gilgenbach tried to scoop it, but he bobbled it a little bit, and I think they would have had him. But it was a good play all around, really.
It was an excellent stop ranging to his right by Goodwin at short. They got the throw off. It did just come out of Gilgenbach's hand. But I believe Lowe would have made it there. It was going to be close.
I gave him a base hit on it. On my
did
end.
As well.
Yeah. Swing and a miss. First pitch to Ben Lewis. So even those 2 outs, they're saying, hey, we're here. Let's play ball.
We're fighting. We've got 2 hungry teams. One's fighting for their sectional tournament life. The other one's looking for the championship.
There's another rocket. That's into left field for a base hit. They're trying with a force, but it was off the mark. They didn't even give him the neighborhood play.
No.
So they're tagging Hardin pretty good right now.
They are. They're getting the bat on his ball. That's one of the biggest differences that you'll see between yesterday's game and today's game, where Ashton's more of a power pitcher. Andrew's more of a finesse pitcher going to spots. He's got a little bit more movement on his pitches than Ashton does.
3 hits already for Pawcatuck here in the bottom of the first. Runners at first and second. Ball 1. Is Drew one of those pitchers that sometimes starts off a little shaky and then just starts to get into cruise control?
He will and does sometimes have a tendency to do a little bit of a slower start.
It was a kind of a number, like off the end of the bat.
Right, that was not a good hit. Actually, a play should have been made on that one. And like we're talking about, a little bit defensive jitters with the Jewett City team here in the bottom of the first.
A little tentative. So now Pawcatuck's got the bases loaded for Aaron Veslowski, the second baseman. And Pawcatuck is threatening. Ball's inside.
They are. And Veslowski moved himself up in the order from yesterday to today. He's a couple of spots higher up.
There's a strike.
So it does look like the coaches of both teams have looked at the performance that their players did yesterday and have rewarded them today.
There's a ground ball. They're going to play it, and it remains fair. Everybody's safe. Everybody moves up 90 feet, and Brian Lowe scores 3-2.
Right. Still that shaky defense. I wonder if Jason Harrell, that was coaching for Jewett City today, is going to call a time and talk to his infield, or he's going to wait to get this third out, and they'll have that conversation in the dugout.
Yeah, Jewett City should have been out of this inning.
A couple of times.
There's ball 1. And Harden looks a little disgusted out there, actually.
He's probably a little bit frustrated.
That ball is foul, just foul, down the third base line. Evens the count at 1-1.
So he needs to maintain his composure, know that he does have the 7 defenders behind him, and trust them to make their plays. Because you can't win this from the mound.
Can't do it all yourself.
Correct.
Ball is very high. 2-1. So Pawcatuck coming back from a 3-0 deficit, and there's strike 2, so 2 evens it up at 2-2. 2 runs in here in the bottom of the first, and the bases are loaded still.
Bases remain loaded. 2 runs. Time runs at third.
Here's a pop-up. That's going to be out of play into the veranda section. So if that's the veranda section, this is the mezzanine over here?
This is maybe bleachers.
Bleachers.
But we noticed this yesterday. There seems to be like a luxury box here at the Pawcatuck volunteer field.
Yeah. Up there's some French sliding doors up there. I hear they're serving some lobster bisque up there.
Lobster bisque and the
cracked crab. Fouled back.
Now, what we did find out yesterday,
there is cracked crab up there?
That this concession stand, I haven't heard, they haven't made the announcement yet today, but there's Slurpees over there.
What? What?
Absolutely.
You mean that like what? Slurpee, or are you talking slush puppies?
Right. Same thing, different name, right?
Yeah. And there's a grounder to short. I'm going to go on over to first and make the play. Goodwin.
6-3.
Tosses out Rodriguez as Pawcatuck almost bats around in the bottom of the first. So they get 2 runs on 4 hits, and they left 3. So after the first inning, we got a ball game. It's 3-2 Jewett City. So I want to go ahead and there's always there's always wonderful sponsors that make it possible for us to actually broadcast a game and bring everybody here and set everything up and a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm going to tell you who those sponsors are for the 13, 14-year-old All-Stars. First, Two Sisters Shipping and Business Center. That is in Jewett City on Wedgwood Drive. Kim and Myra and the staff over there at Two Sisters Shipping and Business Center. Thank you very much for sponsoring Little League Baseball right here on SNSN. Do you know they have mailboxes right there?
Mailboxes.
Yeah. So if you want, you can get an address right there at Two Sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's say you buy stuff on eBay or you buy stuff on Amazon or whatever. You can have it shipped there.
Right.
And you don't have to worry about people stealing it off of your front deck or your front porch or those thieves that are around.
Right. You see those videos all the time of the
exactly.
What are they? Porch pirates? Is that?
I think that's what they call them. Yeah. Right. But if you have a mailbox at Two Sisters, you can go ahead and have everything set right there.
Gives you a little bit of peace of mind.
It's a lot of peace of mind, but especially if you don't want people to know where you live.
That could be it too.
You could do that as well. There are more devious things I could be used for. So
right.
Thank you very much to Two Sisters Shipping and Business Center. All right, here we go. Here's Caden Deskus. He's the right fielder.
Right field. Now, here's what's interesting about Caden. So he just had a swing and a miss for strike one right there. But Caden came off the bench yesterday in the top of the fourth, filled in the 7 hole, got up to the plate, and drove in 2 runs on a single. So if you can get that type of production off your bench here in a championship tournament, I think any coach would take that.
Well, it's nice because this team has some hitters. That ball's a little high.
And it looks like it's going to be one of those types of games. It's going to be exciting because both teams are getting the bat on the ball.
And that was a strike.
We'll see if that remains a strike. That looked a little bit low.
That looked a little low. Bob Uecker would say, just a bit outside. That was fouled back. So now the board has been updated. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Crowell will be coming up next.
Right, so both the number 8 and number 9.
He knew it too.
Hitters for Jewett City were reserve players yesterday.
So Perkins has struck out the last 2 batters he's faced. He struck out Oconee to end the first and got Deskus to start the second. And here's Crowell. He's playing second base today, batting from the left-hand side. Looks like we got a lot of the 11, 12-year-old All-Stars coming here to watch the game.
Well, there goes the neighborhood.
There goes the neighborhood.
Uh-oh.
Is a nice pitch. Looked like in the outside corner. It's kind of hard to, from our vantage point, but
right, we can see up and down, but yeah, inside outside's a little bit difficult for it. But it does look like
he reached for that.
Mason Perkins, the pitcher for Pawcatuck, has started to settle down.
Yeah, and he's ahead of Crowell 1-2. Crowell kind of waved at that one that seemed to be outside. Did the same thing, but he got a piece on it and protected the plate 1-2. But I don't think he needed to protect himself on that one because I think it was pretty well outside as well.
No, that was protecting the at-bat, was that swing right
there. Perkins looks at, Crowell looks at strike 3, but the ball was dropped out of the catcher's mitt, out of Lenahan's mitt. Throw it out at first. And
so that's 2 strikeouts
3.
right here in the top of the second for Pawcatuck.
Here's Schultz, who bounced to Perkins to start the game. There's a pop-up.
Maybe that goes into
That
no
could be
man's
trouble.
land.
That could be trouble, and it is. And that's going to be a base hit for Schultz.
I tell you what, I was saying maybe that's going to end up in no man's land. That is a tough spot on either base. Whether it's on the third base side, first base side, that's going to be a place if you just place a ball, that's going to be where you want it.
You had that triangle of players. You had short, third, and left all converging on it, and just dropped where nobody could get it. Ball gets away from the first baseman, but Schultz was in a position where he really couldn't get up and start going. I don't think he would have made it anyway.
No, he dove back, saw the ball pass, just, hey, I'll stay here. We'll all get another try at this. And hopefully Jewett City, one of the things that was a little bit of a hole yesterday was the top of the order, the 1, 2, 3. We probably didn't get the production that we wanted to.
Yeah, you were saying that it was 6, 7, 8, 9 really that did most of the production, other than Harden's home run, his first home run of his career.
First home run of his career.
There goes Schultz, and there is a that's going to drop into left field. So the proverbial table setters keeping the inning going, first and second with 2 outs. And here's Goodwin. Got a base hit his first time up. Strike one.
Right. So definitely keeping this alive, putting those runners on, giving Jewett City a chance to earn some runs here.
Nice scoop by Lenahan to prevent the ball from getting away and putting 2 runners in scoring position, because Perkins was having a good inning, but all of a sudden, boom, you get a couple of base hits, and now here comes Jewett City once again. They just don't go away.
They do not. Oh, throwing over the second.
Oh, that almost got away.
If that was more online, I think they would have had Schultz at second on that one. He kind of crawled a little bit. Like, whoa, the base isn't there. It's a little bit further. Was that in Major League? Waving them back.
There's a foul back. Schultz was halfway down the baseline again.
Well, with 2 outs, the runners are going to be moving on contact.
Yeah. Jewett City looking to pick up another run or two to increase their lead. They were up 3-0, and all of a sudden, Pawcatuck came back in the bottom of the first and got a couple. Nice stop again by Lenahan. He's definitely earning his pay today already, and it's only the second inning.
On the mound yesterday, behind the plate today. But that was one of the themes of yesterday's game, is the composure of these pitchers on the mound.
3-2. They're in danger of loading them up for Harden.
Right, because the one thing that we haven't seen yet from Pawcatuck is that when they do get into a little bit of trouble, when they do get base runners on, they don't speed up their deliveries.
The ball gets away on ball 4, but I'm surprised Lenahan didn't get the ball a little bit quicker, especially with the runner going on third. He could have scored.
He could have scored. It little bit of a lapse, but I think everybody was just willing to take the 90 feet, so there's real no threat.
So here's Harden with the bases jacked. And 2 down.
Calling time.
Gilgenbach taking a huge lead off of second. Second baseman seems to be Vysotsky trying to kind of keep him a little bit honest. He started kind of waltzing over there a little bit. Look how far Gilgenbach is down there.
He's taking a healthy lead.
It's a strike, 1-1. Healthy.
Healthy lead.
That's like a bungee cord jump, man. He's taking out there.
Right.
inside, but it's called a strike.
Inside, caught that inside corner of the plate. That is one thing that you'll see with Andrews. You may see him moving away from the ball, but he does kind of crowd the plate a little bit.
1-2. Swing and a miss. And here come the runners because Lenahan did drop the ball. But Pawcatuck gets out of the inning, giving up no runs. A couple of hits and a walk. They left the bases jammed. 3-2 is the score as we go into the bottom of the second inning.
Ladies and gentlemen, I made an announcement about the concession stand. I got another one.
Oh,
Only
concession
this time
stand.
there's a phone over there. Somebody left the phone at the concession stand.
Oh,
phone.
somebody left their phone at the concession stand.
I thought they were going to announce Slurpees.
You know, it's funny, too, because if somebody left their phone,
They did.
you'd think they lost their phone.
So, Austin, that was the first announcement, Slurpees. So, Slurpees are back.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, we also want to thank another one of our sponsors. How about, you ever heard of, I have, brand spanking new thrift shop.
Used.
Brand spanking used.
I have. I see their signs in town, and I tell you what, it's a great name.
KT was talking about it yesterday. I remember he was mentioning it yesterday during the game. And he says that whenever he's on his way to church and stuff, he sees the sign there.
Right.
And to give you an idea what the store is, it's a thrift store, but it has it's got a lot of brand names and at prices that honestly pretty darn cheap. I went in there and they're like, I don't know what you want to call them, but they're actual brand names. They're not knockoffs, but they're like wholesale stuff and pieces or whatever.
Okay.
I got like 3 pairs of jeans for $17.
Can't beat that.
And in my size, come on.
Right.
That's big, big.
Well, hey, if
But,
they've got any 36 inseams, I'll take a look at that. Because I tell you, even if I'm not looking for jeans, but I find jeans with a 36 inseam, I buy them.
Yeah. And she has new stuff coming in all the time. So if you don't see something on Monday, she may very well have it on Thursday. You know what I mean? So
right.
So check them out. It's brand spanking used. They are also in the Slater Mill Mall as well. So check them out. You'll save some money. Keep the new dollars in your pocket by buying the used stuff at brand spanking used.
Is it? Or is it previously loved? Is that the thing that you say?
No, I think she gets a lot of this stuff from like sell-offs and that kind of stuff.
Oh, like
a lot of it's new. Some of it's new. Most of it is used. But all right, here we go. The bottom of the second. 3-2 is the score. Jewett City in the lead.
Ooh, that must have just missed inside for ball 2.
Here's the first baseman, Cluin. Then back to the top of the order as Pawcatuck sent 8 players to the plate in the first.
Three pitches, 3 balls. Now, here's one thing that we can't afford to do is let that bottom of the order base runner get on and then turn that order over.
And that's what happened there.
That's exactly what happened.
So that's the first walk given up by Harden. Here's Lenahan, who first pitch hitting gave up got a double.
Double to center.
Ended up scoring on Lowe's base hit. That ball is low and outside. We've got a wind. Pretty good wind.
We do. It keeps flipping my scorebook over.
Looks like it's blowing out.
Well, if you look at the flag in center, it's not really representative of what we're feeling here under the tent.
No. Maybe we're in a vortex.
We got a twister. Ooh. No.
Ball's outside. So he's behind He's behind Lenahan here, 2-1.
Needs to definitely drive towards the plate and come more over the top with his pitches.
Looks like he took something off that one a little bit because Lenahan's going to be way ahead. 2-2.
Sometimes that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Take a little bit off, find that plate, get that strike, get a little bit more confidence in your pitching, and go after him with the next one.
Yeah, it's all about timing. And there is a grounder up the middle. Kroll tosses over to second, and they do get the force. So scored 4-6 on the force. And Bennett is on a fielder's choice. Sorry, Lenahan. So Cluin is erased.
Linehan's at first. We've got Owen Bennett at the plate.
Quick toss on over.
Little check on Linehan.
Most of these kids know each other, don't they?
A lot of these kids know each other.
There goes Lenahan, and the ball just falls right out of the catcher's hand, and Lenahan is into second safely.
Yeah, a little bit mishandled by the catcher, Colin Schultz for Jewett City on that one. The pitch was a ball, and Linehan moved to second.
There's a deep drive into left field, but right out the Jewett City left fielder.
That'd be Brendan Hopkins in left.
Made the catch. Here's Perkins, who lined out to Kroll his first time up. So it seems like Hardin is also settling down just a little bit.
It's a little bit.
Nice play there by the Jewett City shortstop.
Right, Ashton Goodwin's been in on a lot of bounces. Another 6-3 play by Jewett City. And a little bit less of the defensive bobbles that we saw in the first inning. So I think everybody's kind of calming down, getting into their groove, and playing baseball.
You a Major League Baseball fan?
Am I a Major League Baseball fan? I am a Major League Baseball fan.
Ah, who's your team?
The Rangers. And
Okay.
that's how you know it's legit. If you admit that, you know that's a true fan. We had talked a little bit about that yesterday.
Oh, you and KT?
Right, because he is a Cowboys fan in football,
Yeah.
which I am. And he's a Red Sox fan for baseball. And we had some of the music they had played in between innings yesterday. The first one was Shipping Up to Boston.
Yeah.
And, that's what brought the conversation
Dropkick Murphys.
up. Well, that's what I said. I said nothing says Little League like the Dropkick Murphys.
I'll tell you, if you ever see Dropkick Murphys in concert, you're not going to be thinking baseball.
No.
They are probably the loudest band I've ever heard
Oh, right.
play live was Dropkick Murphys.
I could see that. I have not seen them live.
And if I told you who the absolute, without a doubt, loudest band that I've ever heard play live, you would never guess. Now, I've seen like Godsmack and Disturbed and all of them.
Right. So it's not. So you're saying it's not one of those?
Oh, I was totally shocked too, and it was uncomfortably loud. Now, I come from that generation of like, crank it up. I don't care. Let's.
Yeah, is that Freedom Rock, man? Yeah, man. Turn it up, man.
See, we'll tell you, it's an arena rock band.
Arena rock. So we're going like 80s, like
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses.
Nope. Not them.
Metallica.
Nope.
AC/DC.
Nope.
Winger.
Winger.
Yeah,
Is he even relevant?
Kip Winger?
Kip Winger
Absolutely. But I pictured you in the concert tee.
with a mullet.
Headbanging. And then like it was too loud.
You ready? Want me to tell you?
Yes.
Sticks.
Sticks.
They were the loudest band. I mean, it was to the point that it felt like the arena was filled with water. It was so loud.
See, that's surprising. I would have never, if you gave me 10 guesses, I would not have come up with six.
That's what I said. Nah, you're not going to get it. All right, here's Calvin Odo, who doubled his first time up. Ooh, he kicked the leg there. I thought he's looking to hit one.
Hey, we got to get those balls in play. We have to get base runners on the bases and score some runs. It looks like it's going to be a close one today.
Strike. Odo was stranded on third last inning. Strike two.
But yeah, so here in Pawcatuck,
He's calling that high strike.
he is calling that high strike, but he's being consistent with
Right.
it, and I'll take that any day. It's when you start to get those amoeba strike zones that it gets frustrating.
This pop up that's going to be out of play.
But yeah, here at Mark Bissett Volunteer Field in Pawcatuck, so after they played Shipping Up to Boston, the next half inning they played Sweet Caroline.
Okay.
So I was like, I think there's a Red Sox fan in charge of the music.
Bum, bum, bum. So good. So good. Yeah. Yeah. We start playing those. You know how many copyright strikes I get on these games, from music being played in the background?
Oh, do you?
Oh, yeah. They just have
What,
to
that they're
dispute
playing here?
it. Anywhere.
Yeah.
In a high school auditorium, wherever.
I could see that.
It's
unfortunate.
I just dispute it and
Right.
say, well, what are you talking about?
So full count here on Calvin Odo. Leadoff walk.
And the crowd goes wild.
That's the third walk given up by Pawcatuck pitching today.
He does have 4 Ks. Perkins does have 4 Ks.
Yeah. Pitching well. Like we said yesterday, Linehan, when he was on the mound, he pitched a good game. These Pawcatuck pitchers, they're composed. They haven't sped up when they get into trouble. They stay in their game.
Ooh.
That says a lot about these ball players, and I think it says a lot about their coaches.
Yeah. So we got the 11-12s here. Let's see. Where'd they go? They were here. I was going to try to get them over here.
Ha ha.
Any of them. Like during the half inning or something like that. Get the boys talk about their sectionals.
Right. They travel in a herd.
Ooh! Look how you pulled the trigger late on that one.
Right. So this is Ryan Webster at the plate.
And there's that high strike. So Webster comes in the spot for Hopkins. And he goes down.
And then we have Sam Violette coming in for WJ Oconee here in the 7-hole.
Now batting number 24, Sammy Violet.
Odo was off with the pitch.
I'm thinking that first pitch, that may have been a bunt attempt. It was fouled back to the backstop. But it was definitely not a swing.
Odo just back again. Perkins likes to go to first.
Hey, keep those base runners close because every run's going to count today.
Mm-hmm. Those trees are moving pretty good out there in the outfield.
Not the wind. The wind seems to have taken the humidity away with it, which is okay.
Nice.
With me.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm good with that. Ball gets away from Linehan. That was definitely a wild pitch, and Odo's going to go down to second. He's trying to get there anyway, and he got there.
Right, that was over Sammy's head, back to the backstop, Sammy Violet, and then that allowed Calvin Odo to move on to second. Putting him in the scoring position. We're still here, what is this, top of the third, one out, runner on.
Duck on the pond. Quack, quack. You're right, though. He is calling consistently that high strike.
Right. Well, that's what the players have to adjust to that, because one of the things that I've told both my boys and I've told the teams that I've coached, another one sent down looking on that outside pitch, is there's 3 strike zones in a baseball game. You have the rule book, you have your strike zone, and you have the umpire strike zone, and you have to be able to adjust.
Here's Fleming batting in the spot previously occupied by Caden Deskis, who struck out.
Right, so Jewett City getting those substitutions in with their reserve players in early. But yeah, in the game, the only one that counts is the umpires, and you got to be able to make those in-game adjustments to his strike zone.
Swinging, that was a foul. You know what? You're perfectly correct. You have to adjust the umpire. The umpire does not have to adjust to you. You got to see where his strike zone is, where he's going to call balls and strikes. You have to react to that accordingly. If you don't, then you're going to be in trouble.
Right, because the pitcher's also seeing what he's calling a strike, and if he's calling that low to the outside pitch consistently a strike, he's going to stay there.
Yeah.
And if you stand at the plate just getting mad and frustrated that it's a strike and walking back to the dugout, well, you're not helping yourself out. You're not helping your team out.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second. Deuce is wild. And called strike 3, and that's it. So that's actually the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts already.
7 strikeouts for Pawcatuck. And the pitchers, I'm going to learn this here in a second. Mason Perkins on the mound for Pawcatuck. So that's his 7th strikeout. But of those 7 strikeouts, 1, 2, 3, 4 of those are looking.
Yeah. That's strange that you went there with that, because that's exactly what I was going to say next. So
we're on the same wavelength.
I think so. I think so.
So that's a good thing. But I think it goes back to what we were also saying about that adjusting to the strike zone. You can't stand there, like we just saw. You get called out on 3rd strike. Caught looking, you're walking back. That ends the inning. And you put the hands out to the side. Really what you got to do, you got to make that mental note and know where that pitch was. You come back up there. Don't wait on that pitch because it was called a strike previously. So try to
chances
put the bat
are it's
on.
going to be, and a good umpire is going to call that same pitch over and over and over again.
Correct. And if you're in a close game like we are today, 3-2 going into the bottom of the 3rd, and you start bringing the umpire into the game, that usually doesn't end well for you.
Yeah. This is still anybody's ball game. I mean, we could very well be parking ourselves here tomorrow for game number 3. Yesterday, it seemed it was pretty decisive. Jewett City was going to win that ball game yesterday.
Well, I think after the 4th, and then especially after the 5th inning, I think you could start to see it. Yeah. We're not even here in today's game to that point yet. But there is not any rollover and give up in this Pawcatuck team. They were here, ready to fight, take the W, and bring this to a Monday evening game.
All right, here we go. Bottom of the 3rd, the home half of the 3rd. Here's Brian Lowe, who ended up with an infield hit his first time up, and he did score 1 of the 2 runs in the 1st inning for Pawcatuck. Fouled and out of play, hacking to the first pitch from Harden.
Bats are alive.
Yeah, they're not afraid to swing. They're not getting cheated.
No, and Andrew's definitely throwing strikes. He only has the 1 walk that he gave up last inning.
It's hard to lay off that high heater.
It does. those balls come in, they look this big. They look like a beach ball coming in. But they know Andrew's throwing strikes, and they're ready.
Yeah, at least they're. And he just reaches out, and Drew just takes it himself.
Helps himself out on that one.
So Lowe pops out to Harden for the first out.
You know, your heart skips a beat when you see the pitcher, especially going backwards up over the mound to make a play.
You know, the other play that I could never get, and I just couldn't do it, was being a catcher and a pop-up, flip the mask, turn 180 degrees, then look up and try to find it.
Right, yeah, you don't even know where the ball is yet. Because people are, how did they not catch that? How did they not catch that?
No, I flip 180 degrees. I'm dizzy.
Right.
It's over.
I don't even need the bat and do the spin around.
No. Yeah, I took something off of that one. And
so Andrew does have a changeup in his pitching arsenal, and it looks like it's been successful for him. Yeah. He has thrown it today. But you can't follow it up with a pitch in the ear hole.
No. Now, you don't want to burn a pitch, at 0-1.
Right.
Two and 1. But they're no Texas Rangers. Sorry.
Hey, no hate on Texas Rangers.
I'm a Red Sox fan too, and there's a shot into right center field, and they're going back, and that's going to be over Odo's head. And here they come into second base, and he's going to be
out.
Dead duck.
What a throw from center field from Calvin Odo,
that
center
was
fielder,
amazing
into
throw.
Ashton, the shortstop, covering second.
So give him a base hit and thrown out at second, trying to stretch it. So the ball was tagged.
That was a nice hit.
And by all rights, he was he should have made the second, but that was a hell of a throw.
Outstanding throw, and that's one of the things. You see it get by the center fielder; it's rolling to the fence.
You're
thinking two.
Yeah. There's a line shot down there. Watch the fans down there scurry. That's funny too, because the ball wasn't even as high as the fence post. It's people going, whoa, right? It's kind of like doing 65, 70 on the highway, and there's a state trooper on the other side, and everybody starts to slow down.
The other side of traffic, and then they're like,
it's like, what are they going to do? Jump the fence?
Right. It's like you're within the speed limit.
Yeah, don't worry about it. But no, you notice that though? People will be driving down, all of a sudden they slow down to like 50.
Oh, I see it all the time.
What? Swing and I miss. Strike
Got the
3.
strikeout. So Pawcatuck for the first time today win 1-2-3 in the bottom of the third.
Yeah. So we're going to go to the top of the fourth, 3-2. Go ahead, John.
That's Andrew's first strikeout of the day.
All right. Let's talk about how about the waxery and more. So John.
Yes.
Have you ever gone and got waxed?
No.
Neither have I. I haven't. However, I do have a friend that's one of the things that she does.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes there. She says it's completely professional.
Right.
And
well, I wouldn't doubt that. Here's my biggest fear is I would picture myself being like Steve Carell laying on the table.
Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah. And then bleeding afterwards. That's my fear. Not saying that it would happen.
Yeah. So guys do it on their face, don't they?
Wax their face?
Yeah, and their ears and.
No. Well, I have not done that.
I have seen that. And nose, and you have these little things poking out your nose, and then they just go.
So is that better than those little things that you stick up?
Like a electrolysis or whatever?
No, the little spinny razor thing.
Well, I have one of those, but I've never been. No, waxes. It's wax, and they go.
Yeah, and then they just yank it out, right?
Yeah, then your eyes water for a week. I don't know. But anyway, plus they have a lot of different services there over at the Waxery, including a masseuse. They do have a masseuse on staff that you can book at certain times. So the Waxery and More, see, that's the and more part.
And the more part.
And they're on Slater Avenue in Jewett City. And they're local, just like these games right here. We carry them because these are local teams. These are local kids. And they're playing local baseball for your local enjoyment.
Right, so Derek Barber coming in for Patty Crowell here in the top of the fourth inning, coming in in the 9 spot. No, I may have to check that out because I do work with a couple individuals that they swear by massages.
Oh, I do too. As a matter of fact, one of the first games that we did was being sponsored by the masseuse that is there.
Okay.
And I didn't know that they actually had a masseuse there. So, and I needed to find another one. Well, you get one of those deep tissue rubs or whatever.
Right.
Oof.
Now these aren't like, people that will hurt you. These are professionals that know what they're doing.
Yeah,
they get
they're
in there
licensed and insured. Yeah.
And loosen up those muscles.
Mm-hmm. They know exactly what they're doing. The Barber draws a walk. Here's Schultz.
Leadoff walk. We've got that base runner. Here's what we need to do. Now we need to move him over and get that run scored. Pause in the action. Looks like the umpire need to take a moment.
Just a moment of reflection. Popped up.
Popped straight up. It'll fall foul.
Was playable, but third baseman Lewis couldn't get it.
Well, it looked like they were looking up for it because the sun's actually in that direction.
Well, we had a situation yesterday. It was a shot to right field.
Right field.
They couldn't see it. You could hear the kid. He went, I can't see it.
Right fielder was tracking, and then you could see the moment he lost it.
And there's a base hit into right field, and Barber almost got caught up because he didn't know if the ball was going to get caught. So Schultz ropes one into right field. 4-base hit. That's his second hit of the ball game. He's 2 for 3.
Right, so as a base runner with less than 2 outs, you're going to hold up on that ball in the air, and that was not hit very deep in the right field.
Yeah, Barber did the right thing, but he had to hustle. Here's Gilgenbach. Gilgenbach walked, got the second on a pass ball, later scored, and then in the second got a base hit, but was stranded on second base.
Right, there's a strike. 1-1. Yeah, absolutely correct. And it looks like, once again, Jewett City's coming out here. Bats are alive. Barber was able to get the order turned over. Schultz was able to get on base with his single move. Barber over the second. Now Sammy with the hit.
There's a base hit into right field. And that's going to get by the right fielder. 1 run is going to score. Barber hangs up at third. Gilgenbach with a double, an RBI double. 4-2 Jewett City.
Yeah, they held up Colin on third. Now you got runner second and third, both in scoring position with your number 3 batter coming up to the plate.
Here's Goodwin. Had a base hit and a walk, 1 for 1. Right down the middle, strike 1.
Watch that one all the way.
Strike two.
So Perkins quickly ahead of Ashton, 0-2 on 2 pitches.
That ball is in the dirt, and Lenahan stops it. So Schultz couldn't score.
Right, looked like a breaking pitch that just broke a little bit early, dropped in front of the plate. Brings the count 1-2, no outs, runners on second and third.
Fouled back. There's nobody out. Jewett City rallying. And
Right.
look, the 11-12s are here. Now they're back.
Oh, we see them. Oh, they heard you.
Yeah, they know. You guys look exactly alike. I could figure that out.
Right.
There's a base hit. Another one.
Squeak through that.
One run's going to score. Gilgenbach's going to hold at third. And with the throw going home, Goodwin's going to huck it on down to second.
Right, so a little bit of station-to-station small ball going on here with Jewett City.
Yeah, a little dabble, do you?
But if it's working and you're being successful, stick with it.
Exactly. So 5-2, and the Pawcatuck manager going to come out and talk to Perkins. And I think they may make a change.
I don't know if they'd make a change or not. Perkins is not pitching poorly. He's given up a couple here in the fourth. I think this is more one of those, hey, guys, you know what you can do. I believe in you. You believe in yourselves. We've got pretty evenly matched teams. We're out here to take this one to a game 3. So it's a little bit of a reassurance, a little bit of a pep up.
Exactly. And they don't want to keep fighting themselves in a catch-up mode either, because that'll wear on you.
It'll start to wear you down, and you saw a little bit of that later in the game yesterday. Now, Pawcatuck made a charge in the 7th, and unfortunately for Pawcatuck, fortunately for Jewett City, their charge was able to be halted. But you could start to see some of the slumping shoulders later in the game.
Yeah.
And I think that would be something that happened here if Pawcatuck were to pull their pitcher.
And Drew hits with a short. Ball is bobbled. Everyone is safe. Run comes in 6-2 Jewett City as Gilgenbach crosses the plate.
Runners move over. Andrew reaches base. I'm going to give that an E6 on that one. A little bit of bobble by the shortstop, but it does get a run in.
Goodwin moves to third. Here's Odo, who sent one pretty deep for a double earlier in the game. So Jewett City gets those 2 runs back that Pawcatuck fought for in the bottom of the first.
Right.
Perkins looked over to first, but the first baseman wasn't even on the base.
Didn't even cover.
Oh, there he goes. He's back over there now.
But that was one of the things that you were saying, that these players know each other. Because we have noticed with playing some travel ball, playing in the towns, and as you get to upper divisions, you start to play other towns and not just interleague teams.
There goes Harden. They're going to let him go.
Defensive indifference will bring Andrew over to second. But yeah, you start to develop relationships and you start to meet these players. It's one of the coolest things. Andrew was able to pick dinner last night after his home run.
Oh, yeah,
shot.
what did he choose?
5 Guys.
Nice. I haven't had. Oh, did you get one of those big bag of fries?
The one large. We learned quickly you don't need any more than the one large. Got a
for everybody, really.
Bacon cheeseburger all the way with jalapenos.
Jalapeno, you got to have the jalapenos. Yeah. And there's another base hit up the middle. Now it's starting to get to be some trouble for Pawcatuck as 2 runs are going to score. And Jewett City is making it harder and harder for Pawcatuck to get back into this ball game. 4 so far in the 4th. 2 RBIs there for Odo. He's having a heck of a game.
Fantastic game for
in
Colin
the field
Odo.
And at the plate.
Right, and once again, just like yesterday, the middle of the Jewett City order is what's getting it done.
So it's 8-2. Still nobody out. And Odo on first. Here is that Webster, I believe.
No, that's Brendan Hopkins.
That's Hopkins.
That's the ball. But no, when we went to the restaurant last night, there was a ball player in there with his mother, and it was actually somebody that we had played against in travel ball. And, obviously.
Ball gets away from Lenahan. Odo down to second.
On the pass ball, Calvin Odo goes down to second base. So Andrew and obviously the other player, knew each other. They were familiar with each other, and they asked if we had won, and we said, we did, thank you. How about you? And they were like, no, we lost. But the fact that you can be in Norwich, Connecticut, two people in a restaurant, both are ball players, and they know each other from somewhere else playing against each other.
3 balls and no strike. Perkins is just having a rough inning. Here it comes to us.
Kluin's tracking it.
Oh, what a beautiful catch.
Nice catch by Pawcatuck's first baseman, but unfortunately.
Odo tags to go to third, but that was an amazing catch by the first baseman from Pawcatuck, where he just stretched out and they needed that too. They needed that from Kluin.
Right, Noah Kluin, first baseman for Pawcatuck, was tracking that the whole way, dove, made the catch, got the out. But it was Calvin was able to tag up and move over to third. But Pawcatuck did get a desperately needed out on that play.
So they needed that out. They definitely needed that out, even if it gives them a little push.
Well, right.
You know what I mean?
Like they get that out because obviously you need the out to add to your 3 outs to get out of the inning. But mentally, psychologically,
I was more speaking to. There's a rocket.
And that shot's going to bounce off the third baseman into left.
Yeah. There's a hot shot off a low. He couldn't get it.
WJ drives in a run.
Coming to the plate for Jewett City, the right fielder, number 11, Caden.
9-2.
9-2. Caden Deskis batting in the 8-hole yesterday. Came up big yesterday off the bench. Takes ball on his first pitch, but today he's got a strikeout.
Jewett City with a 6 spot put up so far. There's a bouncer. That is going to be, looks like it's going to be fair. And he is safe.
Infield single for Caden Deskis.
Everything just falling the right way for Jewett City right now.
WJ over to second base. So once again, we got runners first and second.
21.
Now batting, number 21, Derek Barber.
Here's Derek Barber. His second time up. He walked his first time up to start the inning.
Right, so we have batted around. And still only 1 out. So for Jewett City, 9 batters up to the plate. Number 10 now back there, who led off this inning, and still only 1 out.
Yeah, Jewett City now at this point trying to put the game out of reach. And there's still only 1 out.
Still only 1 out.
Jewett City's still threatening.
Bunt attempt foul down third base. Strike 1. That's what's more impressive, to be able to bat around and still only have the 1 out.
Yeah. And 2 runners on. Here's a grounder. That's going to go to second. It's barehanded, and everybody is safe again.
Bobble by the second baseman allowed Barber to get on base. Everybody moves up 90 feet. Bases are loaded once again at the top
of the
Jewett
order.
City's order.
Here's Schultz, who got a base hit and scored in this inning. I think they need to make a pitching change at this point. I think the young man that is out there does a great job, but Jewett City is just tagging him right now, and I think it's gotten to the point where
right, it's not fair to the team. It's not fair to the player to keep him up there because, like you were saying, Jewett City's being able to get the bat on his pitches, and the pitches are finding holes. They're getting through the infield. They're going into the outfield. And we're just moving base runners and scoring runs.
And we don't know how deep their pitching staff is, unfortunately. And there's a grounder to second. They're going to go home, and they are going to get the force. So nice play by Pawcatuck. Good heads-up play by the second baseman.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially when younger players, who's going to make that throw? You got a 4-2 to get the second out and not allow the run at home.
So scored 4-2. Here's Gilgenbach, who had a base hit in advance second.
Throw over the third.
So the scoreboard showing 1 out, but I believe there is 2 outs.
There are 2 outs.
And there's a line shot.
That's going to drop.
Another run scores. 10-2. And Gilgenbach loads him up for Goodwin. As Deskis comes in and scores.
So we've got the bases are loaded.
Again.
We got runners first, second, and third.
And they are going to make a pitching change at this point.
It's the right thing to do.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the kid's given up 7 runs this inning. I think they should have pulled him a long time ago because I think he was showing signs of where as it was. And I don't know if you noticed, but he kept looking over to his manager, through that inning, especially after he'd given up, I think it was 4 or 5.
Right, but and the one thing is he's kind of looking over there like, please get me out of here.
Yeah.
But then as a coach, because sports and baseball, you learn a lot of life lessons here.
Sure.
And it's like in the first sign of trouble or when you get in a little bit of distress, you don't want to necessarily come in there and just whisk them away. Let them battle. Let them see how they get through adversity.
So number 20.
So 20 is, I believe it's Cam. He came in. Where do I have it on here? 20. It's Gabe Grossman coming to the plate.
Okay.
So this will be the 4th Pawcatuck pitcher that we've seen in the game 1 and game 2. Linehan started yesterday's game. Then we got Brian Lowe came in relief. Mm-hmm. Then we had Mason Perkins here to start this game off, and now Gabe Grossman. But like you said, we don't know how many pitchers Pawcatuck does.
I don't know how deep they are. Let's get the 11. Hey, 11 12s. 11 12s.
JC.
Come over here, JC. Let's get the boys over here. So, you clowns, you guys are going to be playing starting on Wednesday. Yeah? So who do we have? Say your names.
I'm Maxwell Gray.
Oh, it's Maxwell today?
Yes.
All right.
We've gone formal.
JJ Harden.
Who are you?
First baseman.
Who are you?
D1 track star.
Who's this guy?
Kiki boys.
Kiki. I got to tell you something, Kiki. When we were calling the game over at Coventry, and we're up in the booth, and then the Coventry, the president of the league, looks at me and goes, I said, that's Kiki's pitching today. And he goes, we know Kiki. And I said, oh, you do? He goes, yeah. He goes, when Kiki comes here to play, other people come and watch. He said, Kiki puts people in the stands. Wrestler or something, Kiki? Or
he's going to want some of that gate,
brother. Kiki, if I were you, I would start talking about getting a percentage of concession stand sales, because just, hey, put some Anyway, we're busting you guys, but good luck on Wednesday.
He can't. You didn't. Sonny didn't come in, right?
Sonny.
Oh,
That's a Patello.
It is. Hiding in the back.
What's up, Sonny?
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
You do? Say hi to your grandma.
Hi.
All right. Well, that was inventive. There's a deep shot into left field and
Jack by
a
the
nice
left fielder.
catch.
Nice grab by the left fielder to get Pawcatuck out of that inning.
It's just a long out. It was a long, hard out. I know who you are.
Me?
Yeah, you're related to this guy, aren't you?
He is.
And he's not proud of me.
I'm absolutely proud of him. Proud of both my boys. I mean, how many fathers can say that both their sons are in their representative division sectional championship tournaments?
Yeah.
My dad can't. My brother.
My dad can say that.
That's why
because he
today
only
he's
has one
Maxwell Gray.
Maxwell.
That's
Sounds like somebody got sent to the couch. Does that work for
I
kids
think
too?
so. So it's the Kiki pitch, play third, sometimes first, right? JJ first base, sometimes pitch, right?
Sometimes third.
Sometimes third. So you're so Kiki, you're JJ Junior and he's Kiki Junior. Really, you guys just are interchangeable. All right, Max, you're like the only catcher, right?
We have a couple catchers.
He's a
but
catcher?
I'm the
No, I'm
main-
not. I hate it. I hate it.
Ah,
He used to be a good catcher. Actually,
And then
when
Yeah.
Colby.
so we were playing fall ball
Gotcha.
1 year. I
Yeah?
broke my ankle. He had to catch. He did a pretty good
yeah.
job catching.
So Sonny, you caught?
What?
You
Oh,
caught?
yeah, I used to catch. I don't.
Wait, that was the year that I coached fall ball, right? Yeah. Where you broke your foot?
Yeah.
Right.
Boy. Yeah.
Was it badly?
You guys excited for the 11-12s?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
We've been practicing
All right.
every day now. 5 laps today. To get someone.
5 laps. That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, you'd be glad I'm not your coach. It'd have been at least 10.
I run about 5 laps a day from the couch to the fridge. You too? Yeah. It's a way of life, man.
My brother doesn't get out of
So, all right, here we go. We're going to go to the bottom of the fourth. Jewett City puts 7 on the board in the top of this inning, and
2 more runs.
may have put this game out of reach.
Right, and it looks like we've got a substitution coming in for Pawcatuck. It looks like it's going to be number 3, Jared Malfris.
Pawcatuck, North Stonington. Number 3, Jared Malfris.
And he's going to be batting for the second baseman, Veslowski.
Right, who made that heads-up play throw into home to save that run and
Yeah,
get
he
the second
did.
out.
Okay, Malfris batting from the left-hand side. Harden still on the hill. Gave up 2 runs in the first and has shut him down since.
Well, let's see. I mean, humid days. We're getting later in the game or over that middle of the game hump. Gets a little bit tougher out there.
And there's a pop-up. Who's going to get it? And
Ashton Goodwin. That's
good
short.
one with the backhand behind third base. Good play by Goodwin.
Nice range by Goodwin on that one. I think he's trying to look for some highlights later this evening. He's been all over the place today.
Yeah. Here's Rodriguez.
Now batting, number 11,
Oop.
Mark McBride.
McBride batting in the place of Rodriguez.
Right, so Pawcatuck's starting to get their reserve players in.
Uh-huh. Now, Drew can go all 7, can he?
He can go all 7. I am not exactly sure what his pitch count is right now. But being 14, he should be able to make it through a full 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things being out here is we're not necessarily hearing all the substitutions or the pitch counts
Right.
every time.
I don't know if they're giving the pitch counts, are they?
They have not announced it.
See, now there are some umps that want it announced.
Right. When we were hosting the district championships at Jewett City, the head umpire, who
Ross.
happened to be correct,
Yeah.
the District 11 umpire in chief, wanted me to announce substitutions and pitch counts.
Right. And he walks him. That's the second walk.
Second walk of the day.
So a 1-out walk.
And that's not something that Andrew typically does. He doesn't give up too many walks.
Here's another reserve, number 9.
Now batting for Pawcatuck North Stonington, number 9, Emerson Valtruconis.
That's one of those names that's fun to pronounce. Valtruconis.
Valtruconis. Quick toss over to Gilgenbach.
Try a little fake out.
Oh, a little fake hoosh-skadoo there.
But McBride wasn't buying it. Not buying what you're selling.
Ball's outside.
So starting to miss that strike zone a little bit here in the bottom of the 4th.
Here he goes. And almost a pitch out, but he's going to be... They got him!
They got him.
Caught stealing is McBride.
So that walk is a race. That base runner's off. I wasn't sure if they were going to get him because Colin behind the plate kind of double pumped that throw to second.
I don't know if you run when you're down 10-2 like that.
Well,
Your
you
thought?
don't want to give up base runners, that's certain, but you also don't want to play too conservative and run out of innings. You know, they're in the bottom of their order now, but the top of their order, if they can turn this over, they've been hitting the ball and getting on base.
Two and 1. Or 3 and 1.
Missed that one.
So that's 2 walks in a row.
Coming to the plate for Pawcatuck North Stonington, the catcher.
Here's Lenahan.
Garrett.
Hit a double, scored a run, and reached on a fielder's choice in the second.
Not what we wanted to do. Definitely walking the number 9 batter, coming back into number 1, which has been Garrett Lenahan, who has been on fire today.
Yeah, he can scorch the ball. Ball 1.
Just missing that strike zone.
You had to lean out of the way on that one. Two down here in the bottom of the 4th. Jewett City leads 10-2 after picking up 7 in the top of this inning. There's a bouncer to short and bobbled, and they're going to send it to second, try to get the force, but no good.
So Linehan safe at first.
Coming to the plate for Pawcatuck
Valcatronis.
Valtraconis.
Valtraconis, yeah.
So now here we are. We're now going into the number 2 batter, 2 outs, but now base runners on first and second.
Here's Bennett. Checked his swing. The wind has been pretty consistent pretty much through the whole ball game. And there's been a couple of shots out to the outfield. I don't know if the wind is really
Don't know if it's
benefited the
playing a
batters,
fact,
yeah.
but if you just looked out to center field just a second ago,
It's blown out.
the American flag is going dead center.
Grounder to second. He's going to go over to first and get the play to end the inning.
4-3, get the easy out at first. Set them down, put your offense back at the plate, maybe put some more runs on there.
That's the end of 4th. Play. 2, Jewett City.
Here we
But
go.
that will bring up Mason Perkins, a number 3 hitter for Pawcatuck, to lead off the 5th, or the bottom of the 5th. And it'll be Andrew Harden leading off for Jewett City here in the top of the 5th inning. Now, one thing that he did off leading off an inning yesterday is he sent a ball over the fence.
Yeah. And that was really cool because I was standing off to the side and I was paying attention to what was going on. And you always know when what batter comes up and who they're related to, and
Right.
you know, and who their parents are, who their family is. Well, I knew, of course, you know, that he's your son. And all of a sudden, bang! There it goes, and then you went, "It's out of here!"
That is gone.
It was funny because this is why I love doing this stuff, because of moments like that. You know, when you're standing next to a guy calling a game on YouTube, Facebook, on the radio, and all of a sudden his son hits his very first home run, and he gets to call it. You can't beat that.
No, it was a fantastic thing. And really, I didn't realize the gravity of the situation until after it happened. And I think you can kind of hear in my voice yesterday, about 10, 15 seconds after the "that is gone" call, that has been mocked to me a lot today by the crowd behind us. But you hear me, and it's kind of almost in a sheepish tone. I hope we can get that ball back.
Totally different tone of voice at that point.
And we were able to get the ball back, and it went on his bookshelf in his room that night.
Yeah, well, when you screamed that, I just want to let you know you broke the internet. You broke the internet, okay? So just...
Well, I did apologize if I blew anybody out on that one, because like as it happened, because you can hear Kevin's call when Andrew hit the ball. He goes, "There's a liner in the left center field," and then you can hear me kind of softly say, "That's going back."
Back.
And then I said, "That is gone," kind of low. And then when it cleared the fence, that's when "that is gone."
All right, so here we go in the top of the 5th. Harden, Odo, and Hopkins. Ball 1.
Inside on that breaking pitch.
This is his first look at the new Pawcatuck pitcher.
Right, so Gabe Grossman on the mound now for Pawcatuck. But here's one thing Jewett City can't do. They can't give Pawcatuck strikes. Make them work for it.
Oh, he was looking for downtown there.
Right, just put that ball in play, get on base.
3-1. And I noticed they don't give him a lot of good stuff to hit. And look at him. He's rolling his head. He's like, I know, I just want to hit the ball. But, he hurt him yesterday.
Oh, strike there. See, now that's one of the things. So Andrew being a catcher, is he knows that strike zone. He knows what that umpire's been calling when he's been down there with them.
There's a base hit.
Punches one into left field for that. Now that's what we got to do. Home runs are nice, but base hits that get you on base, that's what you need.
That's kind of what that's what happened last inning. It was a lot of small ball.
Right.
Here's Odo. If you ask me, he's probably having one of the probably the best game so far, both offensive and defensively.
He's been on base all day.
Yeah.
He got a double, he got a walk, and then he got a single. He's got RBIs, he's got a run.
But what about that throw from center field?
Oh, center field to get the out. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's fantastic play.
8-6, throws out the runner at second.
Yeah. Harden dives back to first.
So that's what you need with your outfield. Your outfield that's your last line of defense out there.
Yep. getting back to Major League Baseball. See, like my team, you're the Rangers. I, follow the Red Sox. At the beginning of the season, who knew it was going to happen? No, I called the Red Sox the best AAA club in all of Major League Baseball.
Right. Well, I know my wife, Andrew's mother, she is a Yankees fan. Andrew is a Red Sox fan. So there always some friendly banter back and forth between mom and son. They're always telling who won who. Well, the Yankees just won against the Red Sox. I think they're 1-7 against the Red Sox this year?
Yeah, they won last night, right?
Right.
2 balls and 1 strike to Odo.
So baseball season's interesting in our house. Football season's interesting in our house.
That ball is high, but hit down to third, and they're only going to get 1 out of it.
So Calvin's on with the fielder's choice. That's going to erase the lead runner at second.
Here's Hopkins, who popped up to the third baseman and bounced to the pitcher. Is that right?
No, he's popped up to Noah Cluin. That was that catch in the
first
foul
base,
territory, right?
Yeah. We made that dive.
Right.
Odo taking a huge lead. He was way out there.
Some big, healthy leads.
There's a grounder to short. They're going to go to second to erase Odo. They're going to try to go to first, and Hopkins is going to make it there safely. Another fielder's choice.
So they keep taking out that lead runner. We just keep replacing them at first.
Yep. Here's W.J. Oconee, he struck out once.
Right, he struck out in the first. Now he's back here in the top of the fifth.
(10-2), top of the fifth.
Well, you were saying the Red Sox, in your mind, best AAA club in all of Major League Baseball.
I have no idea that they were going to do anything like they're doing right now.
Well, my team has been in a constant rebuild season since 1972. We're rebuilding year, with the exception of 2010, 2011, where they went back-to-back World Series.
I don't know how about a Prince Fielder. Did he just wake up one day and go, I'm not playing no more?
Yeah, maybe. Well, he was he had injuries and his playing time went down. Yeah. And I think that happened. He's a strong guy, power hitter, big guy.
Yeah, big boy.
And the baseball season is not for the weak of heart.
And nice range by the Pawcatuck second baseman, Visklowski, to pull it in. So the Jewett City team goes down quietly.
Pretty quiet at top of the fifth. We had some base runners on. Pawcatuck was able to take out the lead runners, and we just replaced them with fielder's choices at first. And then the weak kind of pop up there to second base, and innings over. But yeah, you look at those Major League Baseball players, 162 game regular season. That's after spring training. Yeah. And if you played postseason the season before, you were playing, into the fall, October time frame. It's a long, grueling season.
Yeah. What do they play? 35 games in spring training?
You know what? I don't even know how many.
It's about 35. And, there's a lot of, split squad games.
Right.
So, not everybody's playing every day. But still, you're still looking at the team playing between that in the regular season. And then let's say they make it all the way through the World Series. Mm-hmm. It's 210, 220 games a year. That's a lot of games. It's a lot of games.
And then you got pitchers and catchers that are reporting before everybody else. Yeah. And then you're going into Halloween as the end of your season.
Even past that, they were going
Right.
into November a couple of years ago.
You've got
I don't want
8,
to play
9 month
baseball.
season.
I don't want to play baseball on All Saints Day. I don't know about you, but
You don't want to play baseball on All Saints.
yeah,
That's
November,
too far.
It's November 1st. It's just too far into the season.
The shortstop, number 15, Mason Perkins.
All right, here's Perkins, who started the game on the mound, but now plays playing shortstop. Fouled back.
Right. Actually hasn't made it to base yet today.
Popped up to the second baseman and bounced to short. And there's another one. Nice backhand. And almost a good scoop there.
It's going to come into us here at the
Yep.
fence.
Going to get it right back to the mound. However, Perkins is going to make it to second.
Now batting for Pawcatuck from Stonington, the third baseman, number 16.
It was a great backhand.
Great backhand by Ash. Then the throw was a little bit offline. Gilgamesh not able to stretch out to get it.
Yeah.
It rolls to the fence.
Here's Brian Lowe, and that's a base hit into right field. And they're gonna send to Perkins. Oh, and they pulled him
hold
back.
him up.
So here comes Pawcatuck all of a sudden.
Coming to the plate for Pawcatuck.
Still plenty of baseball. I mean, they still have 5, 6 innings, 5, 6, and 7. So
They do.
it's not over.
No give up, no quit. Like you said, a lot of baseball. They got runners on the corners here, the bottom of the fifth, quick.
So here's Lewis, who got a base hit in the first, didn't get past third, and then he was the gentleman that got thrown out by Odo at second base.
Right. So is that one and
Look
one
at your
to Lewis?
scorebook. It looks incredibly neat. Mine's a mess. And there's a bouncer.
I do use pencil.
Kroll. And just miss him at first. But a run does score. Just missed Lewis.
Center fielder, number 18, Drew Geary.
So they were able to get the out at second, weren't able to turn the double play. So Lewis gets on base safely at first, but the run did score.
And the Brian Lowe is still standing on second.
Well, they were
All right.
challenging that call, so
Okay.
the first base umpire upheld the third base umpire's call, so Lowe is out. One out in the inning, runner at first. And who do we have up at the plate? This is Drew Geary.
Base hit and struck out. 1 for 2. I thought there was a little action on the base pass right there. And I thought Lewis may have been going.
They could. We had a little bit of discussion this before. You were like, if you're down a run, are you going to run? Well, it's a risk reward, I think.
Schultz with a nice dig behind the plate. I think Harden's showing a little bit of wear.
A little bit of fatigue. Absolutely right. Because you'll notice when he starts to get tired, he will miss high and he will miss low. That one missed outside.
3-0. So who do they go to after?
So here in the
Goodwin
bottom of the fifth.
can go 1 inning, right?
No, Goodwin's done. He's got a rest today.
Ball 4.
But they could put Sam in. They could put Calvin Odo in. That's a 4-pitch walk by Harden right there.
North Stonington, the second baseman, number 4.
So still 1 out. Here's Vaslowski, who made a nice play to end the top of the 5th inning. Strike 1.
This umpire, he's actually given the signs, we can see it, we can recognize it here better than we were able to do yesterday. But he's very deliberate.
Strike 2. He's pretty consistent too. I think he's very consistent with his calls.
Right. And I think coaches appreciate it, and they probably wouldn't admit it right now, but the players do appreciate it.
Pop up into the infield, and they're going to call the infield fly rule anyway. But
No.
It gets thrown away, so there's 2 outs. And Lewis is going to head on down to third.
So I think there was a little bit of misunderstanding about what was
there.
called, because the umpire did call the infield fly rule. You had runners at first and second. They were holding. Now, of course, Deary was a little bit off first, and we threw it away, but that allowed the base runner to run to third.
Right.
Number 11, Mark McBride.
Here's McBride, who got on the fielder's choice, but then got caught stealing. Oh, he walked and then got caught stealing.
So Deary takes second on the defensive indifference. They're showing 1 out on the scoreboard. I've got 2 in my scoreboard.
I got 1. No, I have 2.
We have Brian Lowe.
No, they have 2
That
outs.
was thrown
They've
out.
shown
Yeah.
it.
Are they updated now? Okay.
Yeah, I noticed they're a little delayed. They've been a little bit delayed today, but that's okay. If I was up there, I'd be delayed too.
Well, I'll tell you, hey, we were talking about it yesterday. This is volunteer. Coaches, board members, managers,
Umpires.
umpires, scoreboard operators.
It's a strike. There's a lot of moving parts I don't think people really see. You know, how much actually goes behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
Got him to end the inning.
They needed that, finish up that inning. Don't allow any more runs to come over.
They get 1 run though.
They did get the 1.
10-3. I want to run through the fine sponsors that, of course, make it possible for us to be here and broadcast this game. You know the size of the check I got to write, Harden? Jeez, it's amazing. Never mind Austin on the camera.
12-pack of tacos. Look at it.
Two Sisters Shipping and Business Center. Thank you very much. Waxery and more on Slater Avenue. But then again, there's a lot of families that have went ahead and sponsored this game as well. The LaBelle family, the Oconee family, the Websters, the Wallace family. How about Sharper Image Barbershop right on Main Street?
Right on me.
Ruben. He's like a cult hero now.
Oh, right.
He's like a cult hero. You know? He's always busy. I mean, and you know what? I'm really, really glad that something went in the spot where Aramoni's Bakery used to be, because there was never going to be a bakery over there that was going to live up to Aramoni's.
No, there were lines around the corner.
I know. So I am, kudos to Ruben for opening up Sharper Image and making it into a barbershop, because it was any bakery that goes in there is just going to fail.
Right.
Whether you like Aramoni's or not, they were there for many, many years.
They were, and people would come from other
Yeah.
towns to Jewett City to go to Aramoni's Bakery.
East Coast Auto Sales on Route 138 in Griswold. Thanks, Noah, for sponsoring. Underwater Construction, brand spanking used thrift shop, which we talked about earlier, and the Willis Stanley family. So, if you there's a base hit.
That's going to drop.
Yeah, he's chugging.
So Deskis, 2
Deskis.
games, hot bat. I think it says a lot about our community. We were talking about the volunteers that make these games possible, but to have families sponsor this game to allow it to be broadcast.
Yeah, that's something.
Something special.
You know what? In the money that comes into our station, it goes right back into the community. Because one of the things that I make sure that our family does is we spend local.
Absolutely. In our town, lucky in the fact that we have a lot of family-owned local businesses.
Yeah. Local should support local, and we find more and more. I'm finding it more and more, even as after the pandemic. People are more. It was already starting, where people are more and more locally orientated.
Right, and that you see on the news that in some areas of the country, and even some areas, different areas within our own state here, some of the businesses that have had to close.
Yeah.
Caden's hugging that first base bag.
He was chugging down first, man. He was hustling. He knew that was a base hit, man, but he was booking it.
Right.
Lots of hustle. There's a grounder that's going to get to Vaslowski.
It's going to move Caden over to second. That's going to put Caden Deskus in scoring position.
Yep. So one down. Here's Schultz.
And turning that order over again. And now we've got number one batter up. We've got a runner in scoring position at second base. One out.
And not only just that, but you know what? It enables us to go ahead and find different things that we can broadcast for the community. Like doing this. We're gonna. Ooh, there's a little nubber,
little swinging bunt,
and that's gonna be. He's gonna beat it out as the first baseman tried to scoop it. But there's that hustle that comes into play.
Right. Don't rest. You're ahead right now, but this is just the top of the sixth. Pawcatuck still has 2 innings to come back and put runs on the board.
Now Deskus is over on third. And there goes Schultz, and they're not going to throw. Yep. So here comes Jewett City again, looking to extend their lead. It's 10-3, top of the sixth. Gilgenbach has had a solid day already.
Right, he absolutely has. He's got the walk, he's got the single, he's got the double. Well, 2 singles and a double today. He's also another Jewett City batter that has been on base every time he's been up.
Scored 2 runs. It's the Gilgenbach dynasty.
Right, yeah, because we have talked about his brother up at the high school level.
Yeah. So they'll be playing together next year.
They will. Yeah, Sam's an incoming freshman at the Griswold High School. His older brother, Evan, is already there.
Yep, it's going to be a senior. Feel bad that a lot of these kids missed, 1 full year of play.
It is, and that's
on all these
really
levels.
Missed out.
Yeah.
It's the kids, and there's not, what can you do? It is what it is. We're in the middle of a global pandemic. There's restrictions in place to make sure that everyone's safe and healthy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, there was basically a season that disappeared.
That ball's very, very high. Grossman trying to get the out here and no more advance. And Gilgenbach waves at one for strike 3.
Strike 3, first strikeout for Sam today. First time he hadn't reached base this afternoon.
Here's Goodwin. He's played a pretty good defensive shortstop as well. He's had a lot of opportunity.
Showing some gold glove skills at shortstop today. Now in the number 3 hole, you got base runner second, third, 2 outs. Hey, let's put those across the plate.
There it goes! Way back and gone!
That ball's out of here.
3-run home run for Ashton Goodwin. We're talking about how good he's doing all day, and then boom! There was no doubt about that one. That got out of here in a hurry.
That was on the express train out of the ballpark. I think they call those no doubters.
No doubters.
We were just talking about the 3-hole batter with runners in
Yeah.
scoring position, put them across the plate, and he says, I'll do that, and I'll do you one better. I'll put myself across that plate.
Exactly. 13-3. And Jewett City is starting to smell that district championship or that sectional championship that will send them on to the states in Windsor.
The
Say
state
Windsor?
championship for this division will be in Windsor. That's a best of 3 also, and that begins if Jewett City is able to walk the field with the banner after today's game. That'll begin on Monday the 26th.
$13-3. Harden. He went yard yesterday.
Went yard yesterday from the 4-hole, leading off in the top of the second inning. He's looked at 2 balls at this at bat. But with the 2 outs, you just want to keep this inning going. Just get a base knock, get on base. That high pitch looks so juicy. They can't lay off it.
They don't. I said it last at bat. They don't give him much good to hit.
They don't. And,
Uh-oh! That's well hit.
that's to the fence in center field.
We almost went back to back.
He better get down.
And a double for Harden.
He's in the second base for a double. And I can tell you he was in 5th gear right there. But, yeah, it was tracking back. The center fielder was going back, kind of stopped, would go back a little bit further, and then that dropped right in front of the fence.
Here's Odo, who also almost sent one out earlier today.
And Pawcatuck's coach is coming out to the mound.
The world just heard you.
He was like, he.
Should I?
With this little break in the action, this Little League International Tournament game is presented by Streaming News and Sports Network, SN Radio, under the authority of Little League Baseball and Softball. It may not be rebroadcast or retransmitted without the expressed written permission of Little League International, South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Visit Little League online at www.littleleague.org.
I just got pushed right out of my broadcast position.
Well, you brought the 11-12s over.
So, hold
Now,
on. Oh, there you go.
I'm going on.
That's right. Max is in now. So
Hello, I'm Max.
so we've got Calvin Odo at the plate.
Yes, we do.
Andrew Harden's at second. I just heard someone in my head. There's Max. Max has the headset on. So first pitch ball to Calvin Odo. Now I'm getting pressure to give up my headset.
It's gonna be an entertaining show.
So we got Calvin
So we'll
Otto.
see. Now you make sure you got the play-by-play. We got 2 outs, 1 ball to the batter.
I'll read the scoreboard.
Yeah.
That's not my deep voice. That's
So
sorry.
Calvin watches a strike go by, as I believe.
Yep, that was a strike.
Yep.
Or no, that was a ball.
Really?
That was
Wow,
actually a
it looks
ball.
pretty good.
Pretty good pitch.
Oh,
what a rip!
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
That-
a double.
That will drag home Andrew
Drew
Harden,
Harden there.
and he will get a
And
stand-up
quick
double.
double.
No,
Oh, sliding double. Pretty nice hit there.
Great hit over the third baseman's head, right down the line.
RBI double.
Yep.
So that's 2 doubles back-to-back. Right?
Yeah.
Isn't Calvin 4 for 4 right now?
4 for 4. Yes, I do think that actually.
He is 3 for 4.
3 for 4.
3 for 4. Okay. Brendan Hopkins up to bat.
Brendan Hopkins
That will
reaches
be
first.
a strike, curveball, I believe, is what I saw.
Curveball there, yes.
Thank you.
Here's a pitch.
Oh,
Oh,
swing and a
swing
miss.
Strike.
That was a
The 11-12 All-Stars calling a few batters here.
Yeah.
Can I go next?
Yes, Sonny.
Let's go to Kiki and
All right.
Oh, that's
what
a
a
base hit.
down the third base
Oh,
line.
that's foul.
let's go to Kiki
Foul
and
ball.
Vitello.
And now Sonny.
Hello.
Who's doing play-by-play? Who's doing color?
Kiki is. No, you're
Me?
doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing that.
Alright,
You're
both
doing
of
it.
us.
All right.
You both do it. I don't care.
All right.
All right. I'll do it.
Kiki's so nice.
Oh,
And a grounder to the shortstop. That will get it now.
He is safe.
Oh, he is safe. Brendan will be safe at first.
And Calvin
After,
will move to third base.
and I think that is an infield single.
I think you should shut up.
We now have runners on the corners, 2 outs, top of the 6th inning, score 14
Now.
to 3.
Number 12, Walter O'Carney.
This game could be out of reach.
That was just stupid.
If they score, this game's out of reach already. Jewett City taste the title. Like we are.
The title.
The title like we are.
Kiki, you're terrible.
Nah,
Say it like this. Say it.
The title.
Just go. They could be the champs.
they could be the champs.
Oh, he's taken off
Oh,
for
and-
second.
That's
And
a
a little-
grinder to second
Grounder to
base.
second. He bobbles
Oh,
the throw.
he's safe.
He's safe.
Brendan Hopkins
Brendan
goes to
Hopkins
third.
going to third, and
He
he's
is
safe.
safe. Now,
Now up to bat, Caden.
That-
Whatever is left.
I think
Caden
it's-
Duskus.
yes. Yes.
So Jewett City scores another run on the single by Oconee.
Oh my gosh,
Heads up base running by Brendan Hopkins. He's at third.
this game's out of reach
But
already.
I'm
Kiki,
sure
you-
this one right
you
here,
already
remember
said
the
that.
bow nose? Kiki knows pitching.
Yeah.
Kiki knows hitting. Kiki knows broadcasting.
Yes.
I don't know anything.
Yeah.
I'm a good outfielder, maybe sometimes. Nothing.
You're a
No-
good pitcher
No, I'm
because
not.
you only pitched one game.
Oh,
Oh, that's
Oh,
a rip.
that's
Left field.
oh, foul ball.
That 3 people did that, and they all got foul.
More now. They don't have the headset on. Right.
Yeah.
Well, they're not getting the headset back. I'll tell you that.
Talk, talk, you
No,
give them the
no,
microphone.
I don't actually want you to talk, JJ.
Yeah. Oh, that's a rip. And there it is. Oh,
Over his head.
Gone. One hopper to
Caden
the fence.
Duskus will get to second
Wally's
with a
rounding
stand-up
third.
double.
He's going 3.
That will score
And
2
he
runs.
scored. RBI double for Caden Duskus.
2-run score on a stand-up double by Caden Duskus.
Scores 2.
No, it's not 2 to.
No, he scored 2 people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
What did you?
They can definitely taste this title here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 more outs next inning. That's
This
easy
game,
dubs.
this game does seem out of reach.
No, because they're away.
If Jewett City moves on, they win. They move on to state.
Yeah.
Ah, he missed the bat.
Oh, it looks like
Oh, that
one of
is
the runners
horrible.
missed the bag,
I think that's Wally.
Yeah, good job.
And I'm out of here.
and that's our time. Bye.
Kiki didn't even know how to change the microphone. Look at that.
Did he move it around?
Yeah.
He's a natural.
Oh, goodness sakes.
So the 11-12 Jewett City All-Stars took over the bottom part of that.
So they,
half
gotta
inning
they have
for-
to erase one of the runs, don't
Yeah,
they?
so one of the runs is going to come off the board because Pawcatuck had noticed that the Jewett City base runner had missed third base. So they threw over the third to tag the bag, and as you saw with the third base umpire, rang him up. Third out. Gets Pawcatuck out of that inning.
Just got a message from Brent D'Amico saying it sounds crazy with those kids on there. Yeah, and we're missing a couple. So
Well, I'm thinking a couple of those were at his house yesterday and this morning, correct?
Oh, goodness. You know what? Because we can sit here and we can say, oh, we're doing a professional broadcast, but it's about the kids. It's about the kids, and the kids are having fun. They're having a blast. Let them do it.
Right, and we're getting to see, I mean, you've got the 11-12 All-Stars out here to watch the 13-14 Junior League
Yep.
All-Stars. It looks like Jewett City's going to lock up this sectional championship.
I think it's almost academic at this point. You hate to say that for any reason at all because, there's a reason why Pawcatuck's here. They're All-Stars. They got here, for a reason.
Right. They were the best of District 10.
Yeah.
That's what got them here. And they really should not hang their heads because they were the best that they had in their particular area within the state of Connecticut. Because you'll look at the eastern side of Connecticut. It goes up from south to north, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
And right here in the Sectional 2 Championship, you've got District 11 Jewett City and District 10 Pawcatuck, both district champions.
But I'm going to tell you, I think Jewett City is the team that they're going to be talking about around the state.
They're going to be tough. That was one thing we noticed with the 11-12s when they were 9-10s and we went to the state championship and we ultimately lost to Fairfield American. There were people that probably had to Google Jewett City and be like, where is that?
Yeah. Here's Valtraconis. Bottom of the 6th. Pawcatuck down 16-3. His first pitch, pop-up.
That's popped up to the shortstop, Ashton Goodwin, for the first out.
So 1 pitch, 1 down. Here's Lenahan.
Lenahan, who's had a double and 2 fielders' choices with 1 run scored today.
But as far as Jewett City is concerned, the bats just opened up the gates of you-know-what.
They did, and it's great to see. And I will tell you, like we said at the very beginning of this broadcast, Caden Deskus came off the bench yesterday and got that 2 RBI single in his plate appearance. That earned him a spot in this lineup, and he's telling the coaches you made the right decision.
Yeah. The floodgates. What do you think I was talking about? Come on. He turned on that one, and it's going to be playable. And looks like he lost it in the sun a little bit, but still came down with it.
About a step ahead of that one. You really want to play that in front, and that was a little bit to the top, a little bit behind the head, but he did get the out.
Here's Grossman, who actually came in for Bennett as Bennett left the game when Perkins took short after he came off the mound.
Right, because that's what you'll see when you come in and you substitute for a person. Those 2 players are now tied together. And since Gabe Grossman came in for Owen Bennett,
There's a bouncer to Crowell at second. Gilgenbach scoops it, and that's it
for the third out. 4-3, able to induce the grounder. Short inning, efficient inning, 1-2-3. That'll leave Pawcatuck with Mason Perkins batting number 3 in the bottom of the 7th.
I think it's over.
Is that over? Are they calling mercy?
I think it's over. I think it was because it's 10 runs. I believe the mercy rule is 10 runs after 5. 10 after 5? Yeah.
So they had to make sure that the home team got their half inning.
They did. So Jewett City is your
Section 2 sectional champion.
Yeah.
Did it in 2 games. No need for a third game.
We weren't sure if there was a mercy rule at this level. I mean, there's a mercy rule at the high school level, but I wasn't sure what it was going to be. But this is the same. This is the same call actually as it would be in the high school. 10 after 5. Well, 10 after 4 actually.
Right, 10 after 4. Actually, we noticed that if you go and watch the Futures College Baseball League with the North Sea Unicorns, they just several games ago they mercied a team, and it was 10 after 4 there as well.
So there you go. We have a champion.
That's good to see, because I tell you, Pawcatuck came out ready to battle, and they never really did give up.
They did not. But I think they kind of. It's hard. It's hard. You know, when you're at that age and you're down 7 runs, 10 runs, 13 runs, it's hard to say, well, what do we do next? You know?
Right.
But these kids, they kept going. They kept going and kept going. So.
And once again, it's one of those things that you can get from sports. It's like, what do you have in your tank? What do you have left to give? How do you deal with adversity?
Look at that. There's somebody off site that we are glad to see.
Just got a cheer from them.
Yeah.
And I tell you, like we had talked about, and I wasn't sure if it was actually going to happen after 2 games. But Jewett City, Junior League 13-14s, they're going to the state championship. And they'll be going to Windsor.
All right, so we're going to move on ourselves. We're going to be going next to Mansfield for Jewett City. I believe we're also going to be covering the Manchester-Mansfield game as well. So that way you'll be able to give an idea of who Jewett City is going to be playing. So we should be there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we're going to be doing that for the 11-12s.
Yeah, and that's excellent. I mean, especially the game 1 for the Section 4 championship for the 11-12s up in Mansfield. You've got the District 8 and District 12 teams, and Jewett City is going to be playing the winner of that game the following day on Wednesday, the 21st.
So until then, thank you very much for tuning into SNSN and listening to us and listening to the kids play, and also the District 11 kids going a little nutso today and having fun with the microphone. So for Austin, I can't say it's a tongue twister, man.
The Sunflower King, Awesome Austin.
The Sunflower King, Awesome Austin, and John Harden. Thank you very much, for everything, and hanging out and more things that that I thank you for that I'm not going to talk about on air, but we'll see you again coming up later on this week, starting on, well, let's say Tuesday. Final score, 16-3, Jewett City over Pawcatuck. They are your sectional champions. Now on to the states. Have a good day, everyone.